I am a very awkward person. I get nervous in most social situations, and I have always been that way. Like, this is a pretty good example of that. There's a picture, this is real, from prom my junior year of high school. Yep, yeah, yep. Take it all in. Those are all my friends and their dates, and that's me in the corner, alone. And this was not a planned picture. It wasn't like we were all like, hey, it'd be funny. Ha, 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 ha. No. They were like, okay, we're going to take a couple's picture now. And I was like, oh, I guess that just means you don't want me in the picture. So I went and stood in the corner, and all the other parents zoomed in except for one mom who was like, oh, I'm not zooming in. I'm going to capture all the sadness. Click. But I feel like this picture is a pretty good representation of how I feel on the inside during most social interactions I'm nervous about. I'm just kind of like scared and cowering and afraid I'm going to say something dumb or do something dumb. And so for the longest time, I would just kind of avoid social interactions that I was afraid of. And I would run away from them. And it sucked. Until recently, I've discovered a trick that has helped me out so much. It has helped me to become less and less awkward. And it's from a book called Man's Search for Meaning, written by Viktor Frankl, who is a psychologist. And in the book, he says that what makes us so awkward is our fear of being awkward. That fear is like the voice in the back of your head second guessing everything you do. And it's that fear that makes you think like, oh, should I do this? Should I say that? I don't know. Is that the right thing to say? Ooh, I don't know. And that is what causes you to act awkward, is your fear of being awkward. It's what makes you like not sure of anything that you do. So what he says to do to deal with this is to give yourself a paradoxical intention. I love that phrase so much because every time I say it, I feel so smart deep in my bones. What that means is just that instead of freaking out before you go into that social interaction you're afraid of, just look in the mirror and make being awkward your goal. Pick a goal that is the exact opposite of what you want to do to trick your brain. So instead of freaking out and being nervous, before you go into it, just tell yourself, you know what? My plan is I'm going to be super awkward. I'm going to be so awkward. I'm going to show off just how awkward I can be. I'm going to blow their mind by being the most awkward person they've ever seen in their entire life. And when you put that in your head, that fear isn't able to be there anymore because your goal is to be awkward. And so that voice quiets down. And when it's not there, you're not second guessing yourself anymore. And when you're not second guessing yourself anymore, you're free to be your natural, normal self. And you're more likely to act less awkward. And it's not like you tell yourself, I'm going to be so awkward. And then when you get in there, you're like, oh, what's the most awkward thing I could do right now? I got to be super weird. Oh, I'm going to take my pants off. I'm going to kiss that old lady right on the mouth. No, not like that. You're just tricking your brain by saying that you want to act awkward, even though you really don't. Say, I want to show off how awkward I could be, so that fear kind of disappears. And it has helped me a lot. I have been blown away by how often I tell myself this before I go into something I'm nervous about. And like, it really does help distract my brain from what my fear actually is. Viktor Frankl tells a story in the book about this kid who discovered this secret totally on accident. He was alive during the 1900s, and he had a terrible stuttering problem. Could not stop stuttering to save his life. He tried exercises, different teachers, none of it worked. And then one day he was trying to sneak onto a trolley. You can tell it's from the 1900s because there are trolleys. So he tries to sneak onto a trolley without paying, and the trolley conductor sees him and stops the trolley and goes to confront the kid. And the kid's like, oh man, I'm going to be in so much trouble. This guy is going to be so mad at me. I need to get him to feel sorry for me. If he feels sorry for me, he's not going to yell at me. He's not going to be mad at me. If he feels bad about my stutter, that's it. I need a stutter. I need a stutter more than I've ever stuttered in my entire life. I need to show off how bad my stutter is so this guy feels sorry for me. And he accidentally gave himself a paradoxical intention. And when he spoke perfectly. That is crazy. And I'm not saying if you try this once, you will immediately be the coolest person in the entire world and everybody will want to kiss your knees. No, I don't know. No. But I think it could be like another trick you put in your little bag of tricks. And when you go into a conversation or a meeting or a situation or a party that you're nervous about, just kind of pull it out and chew on a little paradoxical intention and see if it works for you. Maybe it will. I don't know. I don't know you. And this is for everybody because we all some of us are chronically awkward, just all the time, everywhere, just like that is the noise we're making all the time inside. But there are situations that we're all afraid of. conversations or topics or situations that we walk into that we, like all of us, you can be comfortable 99% of the time, but there's still going to be that one thing that freaks you out that you're nervous about going into. And maybe this trick can be helpful for you for that. Just grab onto that paradoxical intention.